There's been, some development around here in the neighborhood lately, and then, I'm sure, or at least I'm assuming you probably get a lot of buyers who may be also looking at West Loop, South Loop maybe. What are they going to find here when they're looking around here that you think is really going to stand out to them, say if they've already been over to Trio, or already been over to some of the places over in West Loop that are relatively new?
Well, a couple things. We've always been kind of pitched into that West Loop category, and
right.
I really prefer to call it the New Loop, or as some people have stolen from me, called the New West Loop. Mm-hmm. East of Halsted here is a little bit more quiet, but it deserves its own neighborhood name. In the last couple years that we've been here, we've seen the Starbucks come in at one Saxby's. At one time, there were 3 coffee shops on one 4-corner intersection, just around the corner. We've got Blackbird and Avec. Sepia is down the street. A lot of restaurants have come into the neighborhood, and it's really become its own place. And what's really good is, and one of our things that our buyers really love is your proximity to work. And we're closer to all the train stations than anything west of Halsted. You can walk to the Loop, and in the cold, trust me, the extra 2-3 blocks makes a difference. You can get to entertainment venues from here, and it's very accessible to the freeways. So if you're buying and you're looking to get to work fast and get some time back to your life, it's a real value to be in our building. Mm-hmm. So the location itself has changed. It's not just Fulton Market up to the north and the South Loop. We are actually kind of a part of the Loop, but not as compressed as that. Those streets are wider, and you can get around. And if you'd like to walk down to the restaurants on Randolph Street, it's not that far.
Okay, so we're on the 4th floor now. We've moved down 1 floor. We are now on the amenity level, so tell us what we're going to find here.
Well, right as you walk out of the elevator, you'll notice one thing is different about this floor. You'll see the red color that has kind of been thematic throughout the building of the building. And this is to signify that you are on the amenity level. Now on this level, you can come in, you'll see the exercise room, which this, one thing I'll point out, and as buyers are looking around, it's important to note who the developer is, what their reputation is, and how they finish out a building. Mm-hmm. One thing I'll say about this amenity level was ready when the first person moved in.
Really?
So you had equipment, a finished product, a party room that they could go and watch the Super Bowl in if they wanted to, and a pool that I don't know if anybody wanted to use in the depth of winter.
Right.
But it's one thing to point out, when looking for condos, you need to know the reputation of the developer, how long they're going to be around. Are they going to be around tomorrow, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now? And one thing I would emphasize about Mesirow Financial, our developer, is that they've been around since 1971 and involved in real estate and really have helped build major portions of the city. So they're a reputable company, and they've shown that by the quality that they put forth here. But come this way, we'll take a look at the party room.
All right.
As you can see, lots of space for the residents to come down, maybe perhaps play a game of pool, have a party, as I mentioned, watch the Super Bowl. What also is great, this is a wonderful escape. We've got our Mac computer set up so that if someone wants to come down here at 4 in the morning and work and yell at the computer, they don't want to bother their spouse or guest or whoever happens to be staying with them, they can come down here and get some work done. Yeah. And what I love about these things is the concept of having these open all the time has changed since the original party room concept of I'm going to reserve it and use it only when it's reserved. This is for the residents all the time. And it makes for a great place to come down, relax, and enjoy yourself. And I'm sure in the summer there'll be a lot of in and out here from the pool area, which we'll take a look at next.
Okay. Guess you had a George Carlin quote up here on the wall.
Well, we want to pay tribute.
It says, in case people can't read it, it's never just a game when you're winning.
That's right.
All right.
So you'll know.
Keep that in mind when we're playing billiards down here.
Keep that in mind when you buy at R&D, because you'll know you'll be winning when you get in here.
And is the pool going to be accessible? Is there a sliding door at the party room? Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay, and so there are actually balconies out here that open up and look down.
Absolutely. We'll go up and take a look at one of those a little later.
All right.
Right here is the dog run. So if you have a pet It's a great place. You don't have to leave the building. And the grass, the landscaping around here will grow up to actually, this will be a green roof because of the percentage of it that'll have greenery and live growth on it. But if you step out here, you can see it's not just the pool to dip your feet in. The developer really said, you know, if we're going to put a pool in, we want to put one in that someone can actually swim a lap in. It's 16 feet wide by 60 feet. There'll be furniture out here, grills, and one of the things that I'm really proud of is when I first became associated with the product, they showed a picture of what the building would look like, what the deck would look like, and I must tell you, from that time to now, it's only been improved on, and they've really built what they represented. As you look up, you can see up to the 18th floor. That's the peak of the building. There are balconies and floor-to-ceiling windows all on this south face, as well as for the east face of the building.
You have a mix of like inset balconies and balconies extending off the
Absolutely.
All right.
And if you look over to this corner, the southeast corner, we actually, by having this L shape, you really get almost 6 corners here. And on this corner here on the southeast, in the far distance, that's our 13th tier. That's a 1-bedroom corner unit, which is very rare in any building that's built today. And we only have 1 unit left in that tier. And it's a wonderful 1-bedroom, 783 square feet. This is another one of our 2-bedrooms, the 14 tier, very popular. We've got some still available on the 7th floor and up. And then as you go over the 15 tier, which is a 1-bedroom, we have 3 1-bedroom floor plans with balconies. And they're all great floor plans. The 15 faces due east, the 18 faces south, and you can get a great view. And it's wonderful to be out here on a spring day like this. And it's, as you can see, just gorgeous.
Yeah, we picked a good day. Good day. All right. And so we just pan around and show folks kind of the view that we're getting of downtown here. You know, you are near the freeway, the expressway here, but it's not. You know, we've had commenters in the past say, "Oh, I wouldn't want to live that close to a highway," but it doesn't seem like it's causing any sort of a problem.
Well, I tell you, one of the first things I noticed is the highway is sunken, and it was just, you know, it was redone in recent years, so it's actually not a bad thing to look at. But if you're on the west side of the building, I was up in it before we had windows, after we had windows, and even before, you notice that even on the 4th floor, you're 60 feet above it. It's not that noisy. With the windows shut, you don't hear it at all. With it open, it barely becomes a little bit of a white noise. And I know you've all heard that before, but I beg you to come over to the building, take a look. We're open Wednesday through Friday, 3 to 6, and Saturday and Sunday, 12 to 5, or by appointment.